just as simple as that.
Can we move on to something else?
Well, I'm not
Sorry
quite
about
done yet.
speaking
So
out.
anyway, then the middle part there is, when I resigned, you know, Derek and I had a private phone call between the last meeting and this one about different things and the way he voted in March and that kind of thing. And I have to admit that I didn't do a really good job of writing my resignation exactly right, but this is what it boils down to, these 3 dots under where it says mine issues. And, you know, a good part of, I think the one part that was missing in your presentation, Derek, I'm not criticizing. You and I had quite a long talk about threats, and I thought that, you know, when someone's in a meeting and they talk about leaving in a body bag, or I'm gonna shoot your dog, or I'm gonna burn your house down, I think that should be like drug uses in a school. There should be 0 tolerance. I think the board should have a policy, if somebody starts threatening, you know, they should be out the door immediately without even needing to vote on the disruptive behavior thing. I think nobody should accept threats at a public meeting like this, period.
Is this all about you, Bob?
Todd, you remember, you're not supposed to interrupt?
So then the second one is obvious what that one says, which is, when I said I wanted you to protect me from death threats, if you combine the first 2 bullets together, that's what I was getting at. Although I didn't say it very well in my resignation. So if that clarifies the conditions in my resignation. And then the third one there, which you already know, you can just read.
Right.
Okay.
Number
and
one on your list, sorry to interrupt you there, but
go ahead.
I actually wanted to, we need to find somebody to replace you, was my thing, but then also I wanted to talk about you training them and getting paid for your time to train them.
Right.
So that was my idea. I had thought, what's your dad? Yes, well, I figured he would be a good candidate. So that's my thought. If he wants it. I mean, otherwise we have to find somebody else. But we can't go without being able to get permits and stuff.
Exactly.
How much training
So
would?
anyway,
He's got 40 years of
I know,
knowledge
how
and
much training would
experience.
be involved before Walt could actually take over for the whole thing?
That's a good question. Probably a year.
You know?
That's what you do for.
Because you'd have to designate how many hours of training that.
Right.
well, the thing
Well, it's
is,
just the top.
I'll just spit it out. If where it says mine issues, if you can settle those issues, and it sounds like you're working on it. I didn't anticipate, you know, for the 3rd time now, what you said at the front end of the meeting, but I see optimism in that, you know, you're solving, you know, what I can, I'm not gonna sit through another meeting, and I'm not picking on Jan here at all, don't take this, I mean, we're all just speaking frankly here. You know, I don't mean criticism or anything, but the very last meeting in March, for the umpteenth meeting in a row, and I lost count, you said, Todd, shut up, Todd, shut up, Todd, shut up, 30 times, 40 times, 50 times. When we have this resolution that the board has adopted in order to handle that situation. And it just, I am not going to sit through another meeting with that kind of mayhem going on, period. When I'm talking, I want to be able to talk and nobody else is talking. You know, I'm quite upset about it. You know, and to the point that I quit what I enjoy doing. I enjoy being the zoning administrator. I love the job.
Bob, they're not talking about reappointing you to zoning, they're talking.
I am. I'm talking about them reappointing me onto the zoning.
That never happened.
Back.
Hey,
It's never happened.
It's up to
you
them.
have nothing to say about it. You know, we would say
He's-
this a lot. No, you be quiet now. No.
Jan, I've been
I'm
raising my hand
talking.
for a minute
I'm
here.
talking. Don't I have a right to talk?
Yes, you do.
Well, then let me talk.
Yes, you do. Like,
If we have Bob take it over again like he has done, he knows what to do. To train somebody would cost us a lot of money to have to train somebody.
Or I could do them both simultaneously.
but now hold
Or
on.
or we could let him take over and do it and if he gets somebody to train him, that would be the ideal situation. But he's gotta be able to do it, because there's nobody else to do it.
I understand. But can I ask one thing? He says about the body bags and all them comments and all them threats, but also what is not being addressed is his comments made towards Claudia Johnson. I mean, that was,
Going to trial, see, I mean, we have to prove every tire one by one, we have to prove every, the old lawnmower, because Claudia said they were not hers. And then Curry filled me in, because I had to go out of the room and I came in later. The judge got her to admit that the whole pile of stuff was hers. And when he had to, off the record, the court recorder was sent out to the person that keeps, that person wasn't even in the room. There's no record, there's no
some
record.
underhanded stuff going on.
What?
There's underhanded stuff going on.
There sure is.
I wondered, excuse me, if she's giving the judge a blowjob, well.
I don't know about that, but, anyway.
You didn't hear me say that.
Well, you're on camera.
you're on camera.
That never happened.
That is
We
totally
know that.
appropriate. It's on my,
Not-
I have the video of it.
That's enough. That's been done. That's in the past.
He's
Be
gotta
quiet.
stop the pity
Quiet.
party for himself though, honestly.
Quiet.
Can
So
Derek-
anyway, if I
can-
could I finish just, I know I'm just
just a
about to
minute,
finish
Bob.
here. I'm
Can
not
Derek
finished.
clarify what he meant by training somebody?
Jesus.
No, but I'm not finished with my presentation.
Well, if you're addressing.
I'm
it,
getting
go on.
very close. I would like to finish, please.
Well, you resigned, so I think we.
You've been talking for a
somebody-
half
So
an hour,
anyway,
Bob.
He's trying to get us
On
to
the list
reappoint
that
him.
says pending,
Quiet.
I'm talking to the board, please, thank you, Jan.
Yes.
On the handout that I gave you, it says pending zoning issues.
What?
That's a summary of what I think you need to think about for this zoning thing. That's everything that I can think of. Number 9 is about the website. You've already taken care of that. And like I say, I did not know, I'm happy to work with Brent, on number 9 there, so that's fine. And the only thing on number 1, I would, remind you that it's April, construction season's gonna start any day. People are gonna want, matter of fact, they've already done a sewer permit and sent the paperwork out. Somebody that doesn't have web access, so, I printed out a sewer application and put the most postage on an envelope and mailed it out, and I've been your zoning administrator despite having resigned because I don't feel responsible to leave people high and dry with nothing. So I've been doing it anyway.
You are on the board, right?
I'm on planning commission.
Right, which is.
If there's gonna be one.